It's a very special week of the Jungle Jims podcast because I have 2 episodes for you. This is the second episode here because this Friday at the Fairfield Jungle Gyms, we are doing a pint night with Wandering Monsters. They are really unique and really special. And so Ferd brought Jason in from Wandering Monsters to come talk about all of the beers that they're going to do here. And we did a whole separate podcast for it. Tune in, check it out. Jason, welcome to the studio.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, thanks for being here. Nice to meet you. Ferd, welcome back. Pull your mic closer, Ferd. Jeez, you've been on here 100 times.
101 now.
101. The 101th time's the charm.
I still don't.
101th. Oh my God, you're right. I was going to embarrass myself the whole time. It's first. Cool. Well, now I feel uncomfortable. What's up, Ferd?
How are you, sir?
I think I was great until 40 seconds ago. It hasn't even been rolling 40 seconds. Well, Jason, tell me about yourself, who you're with. Obviously, we can read the shirt, but I feel like it comes out better from the person.
Yeah. You're throwing me off. Jason Brewer, Wandering Monsters Brewing. We've opened in Anderson July of last year.
Awesome.
Brewery. We have a barbecue restaurant, even though our top seller is smash burgers because they're amazing.
Yeah.
And then we also have duck pin bowling on site.
Oh, that's cool, too.
Yeah.
That's like the small pins, right?
Smaller pins on string, smaller ball, smaller lanes.
That's so
more
fun.
compact.
I like a little miniature. We can get more alleys going on that way.
Yeah.
That's awesome. All right, I have to ask this, since your last name is Brewer, did you feel destined for this role?
Yeah, my birthday is also May 13th, which is 513 in the area code of Cincinnati.
Oh,
so
that's cool,
it's
too.
A brewer in Cincinnati, it had to be.
I love that. That's so cool.
Yeah. Can't wait for all these presents to flood in on my birthday now that people know
They
what it
better,
is.
honestly. It's like official Cincinnati Days now,
Yeah.
named after it's Jason Brewer Day.
I mean, I'm okay with that.
I just met with a mayor. I don't know if he's one that has the kind of pull we need for this, but if you're up for it, Mitch. Sorry,
So
Ferd.
go ahead with the address so they know where to send the gifts.
Yeah, 8251 Beachmont Avenue. Be great.
What are we looking at here today?
So we have a pint night with Jungles this Friday because we're talking when it launches, it'll be this Friday.
Right.
So this Friday. And we did a special collaboration brew with a brewery out of Florida called Cycle. And we went down there and tasted some barrel-aged beers. They
cool.
shipped us the barrel-aged beers, and then we added ingredients to those barrel-aged beers, and then bottled them, and then sent them out.
Okay. Awesome.
So 4 of them went throughout the state of Ohio. And then Ferd and I have known each other for going on 15 years now. And so I called up Ferd, and I was like, hey, do you want us to do one just for Jungle Jims? Because Jungle Jims has been a great partner with the brewery that I was at before. And, Ferd's a great person, great for the beer. So I was like, hey, let's do something with Ferd and see if he wants to do something. And so that's where the 5th one comes in, that you can't even get bottles at the brewery. You can only get bottles at Eastgate and here in Fairfield.
That's awesome.
Yep, I couldn't say no to that offer. I mean, Jason always makes great beer with his people, and then getting the cycle as part of it,
Yeah.
absolutely fantastic. So
I feel like that's a terminology or a piece of terminology I hadn't heard before.
What's that?
The cycle part.
Cycle's a brewery. They're the brewery.
Sorry, the
in
way
yeah.
I thought I heard it, I was like, oh, it's like a thing now, not just a place. Well, I mean, I guess a thing is a place.
Yeah,
Cool.
it's a.
I don't even have good excuses. All I've had is a lot of Coke Zero this morning.
I thought you were just going to stop at Coke, but I'm glad Zero followed it.
No, I'd be much better if I didn't have the Zero. I'd be like, tell me about this. I want to write a screenplay right now.
It'd be the best one ever.
let's get an 8 ball.
At least
That'll
until you
last
go
us
back
all
to read
podcast.
it. Yeah, right. This is the after hours show.
Fair enough.
So Cycle's a brewery in St. Pete, Florida,
Okay.
just outside of Tampa. Very well known for their stouts and their barrel-aged stuff.
Oh, cool. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
All right, yeah. Now I understand. I feel so stupid. I'm like sitting here like, oh yeah, this is what they expect out of me on the beer episodes. But I do see you've got kind of an interesting lineup here. Obviously, there are some barrel aged, some stouts, but I see a couple like smoothie sours in there too.
Yeah. So we did just for Thanksgiving, we did a peach cobbler smoothie sour.
That's cool.
It's pretty delicious. And then I also brought in our Neon Squid, which we call an Austin IPA. It pays homage to a brewery called Pint House in Austin, where they make kind of like a New England Kolsch hybrid. And then we have our Wisconsin ale called Bossy, which is another homage we paid to New Glarus out of Wisconsin.
awesome.
So we
Love
call
that,
this
yeah.
a Wisconsin ale. And it's far and away our #1 seller in our tap room.
Now, what's a new glares?
That's a whole other discussion.
I'm telling you,
about
I
that.
think we jinxed it. We were like, oh, we're going to embarrass yourself the whole episode. I'm like, oh.
So New Glarus is a brewery out of Wisconsin,
Yes.
which is only sold in Wisconsin. I have a feeling that might change, but the number
Especially if we
one
keep pressuring them on media
beer
like this.
question I get asked for
Yeah.
is, do you have Spotted Cow?
Yeah.
Oh,
Like, no, I don't. It's only sold in Wisconsin. Oh, I know, but if anybody would have it, it'd be you. We're not into bootlegging. We like to stay, above the law, do things right. Not
Yeah.
So
why do you say it like that, Ferd? Did something happen recently?
no, just because people are
I
like,
just found out about this too. So.
People are like, well, no, if anybody could get it, it'd be you.
Yeah.
And the only way we could get it is if we drove there, bought it,
And then, yeah.
drove it back, or asked somebody else to go there and buy it.
Sure.
But then we'd be selling it illegally.
You go to the gas station right across the border, just clear them out, and then come back. You don't have to go all the way
Right.
there.
That's actually a power move. So anyway, if anyone wants some of this, you can meet me at my house. I'm going 2 states. I'll take it all the way to Kentucky. Let's go.
But so next week, this will be in-house. Come in, grab it, buy it, drink it, love it,
Yeah.
repeat.
Will it
This
be
is-
also on with the tap or the bite night rather?
Yes. I hadn't made my decision of what beer I was bringing in, so we had that conversation before we went rolling, and then it is going to be on draft.
Oh, that's awesome. Cool. So yeah, good opportunity for everybody to come try it too if they haven't.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
It's a beer I continue to go back to time and time again. It's just so nice and clean, and we could probably try it right now if you guys want.
If you guys want, whatever
Yeah.
you lead the way. I'll sip on anything that's available to me. I'm just trying to see a good mix today.
It'll go well with your Coke Zero.
That's what I'm just waiting for. A nice pairing. Ooh, that soft pour. Look at that.
Thank you, Ferd. It's
I'm
like a
glad that you used
professional.
all of my urinalysis classes today, which I thought was so weird from last
I was wondering
week's
why the
episode.
smell was different.
Yeah. Refreshing though. Ooh, it does smell refreshing though, for real. Oh yeah, that's awesome.
Thanks.
Yeah, it's like super easy drinking. I haven't been drinking as much lately, so it's like when I find something I really like, I'll lean into that very heavily.
Yeah.
This is, I mean, again, I hate to keep saying refreshing, but that is absolutely the first word. I feel like I just finished mowing the lawn, but I don't mow my lawn. I live in an apartment. But I imagine that that's what it would feel like if I ever did physical labor.
You are absolutely ridiculous.
That's the clip.
Goodness. End podcast.
Yeah, exactly. Like, anyway, see you guys on Friday.
And real.
Yeah, right. Exactly. So, something I always like to ask all the brewers when they come in here, like, what is part of like maybe your personal mission or something that you really feel that you all excel at that makes you special and unique in the market?
Yeah, I think that our space is what makes us special and unique. I would put our beers up against anybody in the city, but as time goes on, the beer becomes less important for people to visit breweries. And, unfortunately, that's just what it is.
Right.
So, our space, having the duck pen lanes there, being a kid-friendly brewery, allowing families to come in and let kids be themselves and not frowning on having kids around. I think that's where that's our mission, and that's where we kind of exceed your local brewery.
No, that's cool.
Do you guys supply hack and plays when needed?
No, but we have a couple closets if you need some quiet time.
What are closets?
There's no apartments. There's no closets in this apartment.
Honestly, there really is way less than I need. If you can imagine, look at my wardrobe.
I was gonna
you can
say.
imagine my closets are already like, it's like, oh, cool, you got room for like 7 shirts. I have 700. What are we gonna do about that? I moved all my costumes here to offset. It's like that's a cicada. up
Maybe
top.
it's time to get a condo instead of an apartment.
I thought about it every so often, but I'm still paying like 2005 rent prices, so I'll just keep feeding my landlord tenants until the end of time at this rate if I can keep the money that low. Someone recently was like, Mark, why don't you buy a house? And I was like, go look at what a mortgage is, okay? That's at a shitty house. Now know that I'm paying less than half of that in a very nice apartment, So,
And the storage unit for the rest of your shirts.
well, that's a good point too. Yeah, honestly, that's what the couch is for. I don't have friends. Nobody's coming over. It's me and the dog. We're fine. Sorry, Ferd. It looked like I cut you off. I feel like I'm always almost cutting you off in these moments.
It's your show, so I'm just glad to be here.
Well, I'm just glad you're here. I'm always, what's funny is like in my head, I'm always like, shut up, Mark. Don't talk as much. Let them talk. Let
And
them
today
talk.
it's just they're just letting it ride.
I mean, honestly,
It's all that Coke
today, it's
Zero.
like every day. I'm just like, here's a thought I had. So, okay. So we talked about that. We talked a little bit about this being like an homage to it. Is that a pretty common thing in the beer industry?
Yes, I think it is and it isn't. I don't know if there's a lot of people that will come out and say that they're trying to make a beer similar to something else. They'll just, tell them, that's what.
Oh, it's the style.
Yeah. So, our brand is about journeys and wandering around. So it's like taking bits and pieces from our journeys and incorporating them into and bringing them to people that, like Ferd said, everyone wants Spotted Cow. Spotted Cow is one of my favorite beers. Every time someone goes to Wisconsin, if you don't come back with a case, we got an issue.
Yeah. And we have your address, so we know where to deliver it to.
Yes, please. You got Spotted Cow, 8251 Beachmont Avenue. Bring it on in. So it's just like, allowing our journeys to inspire our beer and that sort of stuff. But also, it is kind of a little marketing thing too, to call it an Austin IPA, because we made up the term Austin. Well, not really. They used to call it Austin IPA, but I didn't know that at the time. But, Wisconsin Ale, that's a made up thing. But people ask what it is.
Right.
And we're close enough to Wisconsin that people can kind of connect the dots in and of itself. So it's like getting people excited and to ask questions about a beer instead of just walking in and just saying, "Oh, have the latest thing that you have." Well, what does this mean?
Right. I feel like you're constantly fielding questions, but pardon me. I think that is it sounds like a little bit of part of the magic too, that you are like traveling around and taking these experiences and then kind of creating a new whole out of that.
Yeah, for sure.
I think that's what we want out of every artist, creator, you name it, right?
Yeah.
I find that really refreshing and unique, actually. And to me, whenever I hear about a clone, it always feels like kind of a love letter to the thing you love, for lack of a better term.
Yeah.
So I kind of love that you are doing this, and I like the open mind, just being open about it in the first place. Like, yeah, I love this, and I want a version of it,
Right. Yeah, it's like I can't drive to Wisconsin every day and get Spotted Cow.
Exactly. If you could, it'd be a very weird career, I feel like. Like, what are you doing? You're like, it's kind of a small courier service, one stop,
Yeah.
What do you think people from Wisconsin would want in trade?
Well, hopefully this beer.
Great answer. That's what I'm bringing to them. Wisconsin, send me your address. I need to come out to check out the space. I feel like Ferd's always bringing in cool people like yourself, and I'm like, I gotta go check this
He's
place out.
never brought anyone this cool in, let's be honest.
I agree with that. I just didn't want to say it in front of the cameras. It's true. But the thing that first, actually, when I was doing a little research before this, I really love the art on the bottles.
Thank you.
I love the little wandering monsters. Is that like a you creation or someone?
Yeah, so it's myself and Tommy from Lemon Grenade. Mm-hmm. They're in Hamilton. I've been working with them for 15 years. I think I was his first client outside of his day job, and then he started his own firm.
That's cool.
So we've been working together forever. And so when we were looking at the this logo here, I really wanted like a W and an M in the logo.
Oh, cool.
So the horns make the W and the beard on the hot monster makes the M.
That's awesome.
And so it's kind of like, and then things kind of just went from there.
That's adorable.
And then we have the traveling hobo wandering.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
A little hobo sack full of dreams goes a long way, especially if you can bottle it.
You don't know what's in that sack.
I'm not, and I refuse to ask.
It could be a bunch of cash. It could be dreams.
Oh, usually a mixture of both, in my opinion. It's like half a book. That
cash helps dreams, dreams help cash. It's the same thing. Self-fulfilling prophecy at that point.
Sorry. And this is the half a beer in. I mean, look.
That wasn't even half a beer. Look how much is left in that bottle. That was like a third of
a frustrating
third of
amount
a half
left. I'm like, I'm back on this, back on the wagon. That's amazing. Is this one of the favorites that you've ever made, or do you have like a true baby that you're like, this is the one I love?
I think that's the one I keep going back to.
Yeah.
I'm a haze boy too. I love New England IPAs.
Yeah.
But I always want different New England IPAs. I don't really want to keep going back to the same one. We have a year-round one that I will drink. Like we usually have two. Mm-hmm. We have one we mess around with and change the hops, and now we have one that just stays the same. And I'll just go back and forth from that. Whereas this one, I just stay on it.
This was such an easy drinking beer. I feel like this is one of the easiest drinking things that you've brought in for me in a long time, to be totally honest with you. Like just super smooth.
And delicious.
Yeah.
And what's that word you keep saying?
Refreshing. It is, though.
I think we should have a little monitor that's the number changing up there every time you say refreshing. Ding!
I'll run a counter on the bottom of the video. And now I'll forget to say it for the rest of it. It'll be like, great. It's just said 4 for 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Oh, my gosh. What kind of fun things you got coming down the pipeline, too?
Well, now we're in our it's holiday season, so we're busy. We provide the thing to do indoors because we have the bowling, and so we're putting a patio out screened in. It's not screened in. It's going to be walled in patio.
Oh, okay.
Put a nice little structure out there. So I'll have it for the summer, and just working towards the spring. We do have a festival coming up. It's called the Confluence of Darkness.
Oh, I love this already. It sounds like I need to perform a ritual at it.
Yes. You're invited, by the way.
Thank you.
Bring the Coke Zero.
I will. Yeah, exactly.
Leave a zero at home.
Done.
This is ridiculous.
On the eve of a full moon, you must pass a baby under a horse thrice in order to enter the confluence of darkness.
Yes, that, exactly.
I'll bring the horse.
Thanks. We're fresh out.
Yeah, so somebody's got to have a baby. If you have a baby out there, send it to Jason's address.
I'm sure there's one there literally right now.
Or a firehouse nearby. I think that's where you're supposed to leave babies.
Just keep your babies. That's the other clip. Keep your babies.
Keep your babies. Like, it's a family-friendly place. Keep your babies.
He's not saying to keep your babies at home. He's saying to not give away your babies.
Thank you, Ferd.
We
got our translator here. We got
And
the adult in the room over here.
Yeah, and I'm saying that if you get a good offer on a baby, consider it, okay? You don't know what they're going to grow up to.
How did we get here?
I don't know. I ask myself every day I come in here, I'm like, I just said crazy things on the internet long enough that someone's like, you should say them professionally as well. I'm so sorry.
It's okay.
Tell me about the event, actually. Listen, I promise people will hang on this. They're like, yeah, you have to pass a baby under a horse at this event. No, you just drink beer. It's all jokes. I'm sorry.
Man. All right.
A very special podcast episode.
So I'm going to redirect this just a little bit. We'll go back and have fun. These 5 beers are going to be available in bottle and on draft next Friday. We are going to have...
this Friday, the Friday of airing.
Sorry,
is that correct?
this Friday.
Cool, just
correct.
be clear.
Edit that.
It's fine. I'm going to leave it in. I want them a little confused.
And
It's very easy to find out. We've got the Pint Night is listed all over the Jungle Jim's event calendar. So if you're confused by the way we're saying this, what we're saying is it's next week at the time of recording, but this week at the time of you're watching it. Unless you watch after the event because you're behind, then you missed out.
You missed it, but you'll probably still be able to get the bottles because
yeah.
I bought a lot. I want you to be able to come get it. I want you to be able to have it. So last Friday was Bourbon County. I'm not saying that these are definitely 100% better. I'm saying you're really going to like them and you should come try them. They won't be as expensive because it won't be a glass, but they won't be as expensive as their Bourbon County, but these beers are absolutely fantastic and they're way more limited than the Bourbon Counties.
That's true. We didn't make 1 million bottles of these.
Exactly. And it's not in 15 different states or 25 different states. And not knocking Bourbon County because they're great beers, but this is the event you should come to.
Unique, local, and I can't be the only one that buys both on the type of beer and the packaging. And the packaging is way more fun than the beer. I mean, I can say that. I don't have any connection to Bourbon County. That's fine. None of them agree with me.
Yeah. I thought you meant the packaging was better than the beer inside. I was like, well.
Oh, no. I didn't mean it that way. Both are excellent. That's where I was trying to go with this. So I'm saying that.
And refreshing.
Right. Very refreshing. Today's episode is brought to you by, it's like the Pee Wee Herman thing. I'm just going to have some strange man in a gray suit scream.
Anytime you say the word refreshing, everybody's got to scream.
He said it. Yeah, I need a big cherry in here now that I'm thinking about it. Like cherry, the chair, not the fruit. I have the fruit. It's in the fridge. We should go back to the Darkness event.
Yeah, it's just a festival we're doing at our brewery with 6 breweries from out of state coming in and making some beer, serving some beer.
So like making beer on site too?
Well, we make it ahead of time so that we can drink it together at the Confluence of Darkness.
I figured there was
after the horse and baby show.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you for acknowledging my weirdness.
You're welcome. So yeah, that's that. Getting through the winter, working towards that. And then just working on new beers always. We're trying to keep most of the stuff inside. And that's another point here is, we've never done something like this at a venue before.
Oh, cool.
Because we're 99% of beer is inside of our tap room. This barrel-aged beer was special. I wanted to share it with the state because it's a beer that deserves to be shared. Yeah. So we did that was like our first foray into major distribution. Cool. And this will be like our first on-site pint night anywhere. And we don't really plan to do a whole lot of them. So
cool.
If you don't want to come to Anderson, that's cool. You should, because there's cool things there, especially Wandering Monsters. But this is a great way to try it before you fly, essentially.
Of course.
And again, because we don't do this very often.
Yeah, I love that. I love a little exclusivity. Ferd, I was going to say, and maybe you're reaching to your favorite, but this is my question, Ferd. If you were to if someone were coming out and they're like, I'm only going to try one of these tonight, what would your answer be?
Coffee
Or
maple
citrus?
bacon.
Coffee maple. I see it right there too.
Yeah, it's the Jungle Jim's one. So that would be the one we do.
Oh, very nice.
So,
What-
because you
what-
can't have that one. You can't buy the bottle. Was it on draft?
It
at
was
your
on
place?
draft. It's gone.
It would.
Yeah.
It was on draft, but it is gone. It'll be bottles at both locations, and at some point, it'll be on draft at Eastgate. I don't want to say that it's definitely going to be on draft next Friday. It'd be great if they did. Bo. But I don't control what they do over there. So,
What did we provide on this one? Like, what was our end on the collab?
us.
Oh, okay. Just
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, we didn't. I didn't
So,
go.
I wanted to
I didn't
make
go
sure.
to the maple table and grab some maple and run over.
How could you?
I didn't grab any bacon, but
You and I hand chopped bacon for 6 hours
It
one
was-
day. Was that just for that salad?
it was a big salad.
It was a big salad. It was a very good one too. Oh, that's awesome. I love that so much. What are we trying next, boys?
I think we should go. You want to go smoothie or go IPA?
Let's go IPA and then the smoothie.
Cool.
Deal.
So,
Let's do it.
I bet this one might be a little refreshing. Not as refreshing as that one, but
I feel like that one's going to be tough for me to beat in that space, realistically. I believe in you more than anything, Jason.
we'll find out.
Yeah, we will find out. Look at that lovely pour. Thank you, sir.
no problem.
So this one's super fresh. It's about a week old.
Okay, love it.
Yeah, it's one of my. It's like when you want a little bit of bitterness to go with your hazy IPA.
Sorry, I just thought that was like a week old, just like the baby I'll be passing under the horse.
Oh, good luck finding. I mean, that's a tough find.
Yeah,
don't
week-old
really let you
babies
on.
don't really go to festivals.
I mean, I'll find like one within 10 weeks. That's
Is your
down.
picture on like hospital baby wards? Like just like do
This
not
man
allow
should
this.
not be in here.
It's a business model, okay?
They don't have your
I
face, they just
rent
have
them
shirts.
out. I just need to get into these festivals. Ooh, it smells like nice and like tropical and fruity.
Yeah.
So it smells like you.
Yeah, honestly, a little tropical and fruity. I will say, it's pretty refreshing. And one of my favorite things in like the new wave of, well, you said this is a New England IPA, right?
It's yes and no.
Ballparkish,
It's an
yeah.
Austin IPA.
Austin, that's right. I couldn't remember which location. It's Kill Tony sponsored. Wherever a comedy mothership's going now. No, what I was going to say, though, is that I kind of fell off the IPA bandwagon for a while because it felt like they were just like, how much bitterness can we push into
Yep.
all of these? And so in drinking this, I get very little. I would almost say none of that bitterness, too. It's like, again, light, very crushable, I believe is a term. Yeah, right?
Yeah.
Exactly. Look at me just picking up all the easy terminology this week.
Yeah, so it's got just a little of back end bitterness, but it's nice and light and fruity.
Yeah.
Dare I say refreshing?
Ding.
Exactly, another ding. So is there going to be a double IPA with honey in the future?
I don't know. Should we make one of those?
I asked you a question many moons ago, and what got you into craft beer, and you said Hop Slam.
Oh, yeah. Yes, Hop Slam is the beer that got me into craft beer. And maybe. I don't want to say no.
No, I mean, of course, never say
Yeah.
never, but so.
But double IPAs, I mean, you probably see this too. They just don't sell as well as that. 5 years ago they would fly, and now
Right.
anything over 8.5 is just not moving very well.
What do you
Well,
think?
some of it's the price point.
Sure.
And I
Yeah.
think your price point with one bottle would be a little bit easier pill to swallow than a $22 six-pack or
Yeah.
Right.
a $19.99 four-pack or 16-ounce cans, $29.99. You know who you are. But they do it. And, I mean, it's not locally that there's a ton of them, but a lot of them do come in at that price point.
Sure.
And sometimes they end up getting sent back because they didn't sell before their end of freshness.
Yeah. I was going to ask you, do you think cost is the main driver there, or do you think there's other reasons you're seeing a shift in the palettes?
Well, Ferd would probably be a better answer for that. I'm just seeing, because, we're the one location, and I have two
Sure.
kids at home. Do not touch them.
No, it's fine. It's a purely
Don't steal
consensual
those
business.
ones.
Yeah. But if they ever want to be passed under a horse on the eve of a full moon, I'm just saying.
I mean, my oldest would probably take you up on that. So
That's
let's
so
not
good.
let's not talk to him
I'm
about
making
it.
friends.
But it's also, we're only selling stuff at our place. So we're, it gets to a higher alcohol level. We have to serve it in a 10 ounce.
Right.
And that 10 ounces, it's just math. 10 ounces less than 16.
Right.
So you get one, everyone gets one. It's 6 ounces less
Right, yeah.
per person. So it just moves less that way.
That makes sense
as
too.
well.
Yeah, I didn't even think about
And,
that.
You're also there, we are heavy we're not only family, but we have a bunch of mom and dads come in. But you're not going to slam 3 9% beers when you're there watching your kids. It's just not going to happen.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So you'd rather drink a couple 4 or 5% beers.
Easy drink, like so. Get a little buzz, have a good time.
So
but
that's
not
what we're
like a
seeing on
dangerous
our
experience.
Still
end.
be able to drive home.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And then, but on the flip side of that, you look at national sales data, and 19.2 double IPAs, 19.2 ounce cans, double IPAs is like the hottest segment right now, mainly driven by New Belgium, but still, so people want that one high alcohol serving. So it's a mix, really.
Yeah. So then I guess that it really stands to Ferd's earlier point that like in the bottle, maybe that would be the fun way to move, right?
That's what I mean. Bottles are a fun way to move all the time.
Yeah, and I get to smash them at the end when I'm done, which is
Perfect.
so crazy. I was like, do you know how many parking lots have banned me? Guess.
17?
None, actually. I'm actually very polite. All of this is a bit. I would be mortified if I ever behaved that way. Oh my gosh, sorry for it.
You're going to drop one walking out of Wandering Monsters. You're going to drop one in the parking lot. And
You know
you're
what's
going to
really
be
funny? And
banned.
do they have cameras here? No, they're independent. It's fine. There's a Ring camera on the front door. I'm like, hopefully not. I was like, when I show up, it'll be like in an all black outfit. They're like, they won't think it was me.
No, definitely not.
There's not like watercolor stains on him. Ferd, is this how you thought this would go today?
I mean, it's going pretty well. So
I agree. I'm having fun. This is a fun. Thank you, Jason. By the way, I appreciate
welcome.
it. Yeah, the beer world is usually pretty open minded, but I always feel funny whenever I have someone in here who's like not prepared. They're like, "This guy's unhinged." I'm like, "Well, not quite."
I'm having a good time.
Good. That's all that really
Yeah.
matters to me. So that's awesome. Damn, this is good. This is like I haven't had an IPA truly outside of testing at the show. I can't even think of the last time I had one. It was like one of the random early pint nights when I first started here, I think. But this is good. I would
How
like.
long have you been here?
3 years.
You had a double IPA not too long ago.
Was that with Kelly?
Third
then?
Eye,
Yeah. Okay.
So.
But even then, I didn't buy another one. Not in a mean way, because they make great beer too, obviously. But this is one I actually would purchase again. I feel like I mean, we've done some good stuff in the collabs. I've blown it now. I've blown my cover. I just want something easy to drink or fruity or Coke Zero. That's just who I am as a person. I'm like, I'm on board. I know it's good.
Yeah.
Booze makes me sweat too much, and I can't sweat and look good at the same time, At this size, listen, 200 pounds less, and then they'd be like, that's hot, right? You know what I mean? And right now, I'm just like, I'm hot.
I feel like that's one that you practice a lot.
That was off the cup. That's a Austin IPA.
We are officially 1/3 way through one beer, and this is where we're at.
And Mark has lost control of the room. That's amazing. Well, I'm excited you guys are coming to do this. I think it's really cool and unique that you're deciding to do this with us. Of course, we're a fun and unique and cool place.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's great.
And people that love beer love to come here, and I want to be involved with, people that love beer too.
Well, if you ever want to do something weird again on the show, I mean, we don't always have to do it in here. I know me and Ferd are down to come over.
Yeah.
Maybe we just challenge him to a game of duck pin bowling.
That would be amazing.
I bet you would win, probably.
Yeah.
I'm confident to lose. It's fine. I have no ego in that end. I'm happy to get.
Do you know what so it's 300's the max, just like normal bowling.
Okay.
Do you know what the average professional duck pen bowler bowls?
I have no idea.
Take a guess.
220.
270.
Wow. 154.9.
Oh, perfect. That's my kind of thing. I think my bowling average is a 30.
So they're just winging it down there. They're not hitting the
Because
smooth
there's
curl
not
or
enough.
anything
There's not enough length.
to get your curve.
You can do like a little bit in
Right.
it, but definitely not the same as bowling.
It's almost like English and pool.
Yeah,
A little
and
bit
that pin action's totally different too.
Well, and the fact that they make the pins out of ducks, the ducks are unruly and usually move around a lot.
Yep.
I'm sure that makes it incredibly difficult.
It does. That makes kids love it even more, though. So it's like a win.
We're back in.
It's a,
So can I bring my NES gun and shoot the ducks?
You should. I honestly, I know I have no control over this. I vote yes.
it might help you knock down some pins.
It might.
I'm going to bring
We
my
won't
dog.
know until you try.
Who will grab the duck out of the field if I don't get him? Right, that happened in duck hunt too. They had
Yes.
the dog. Yeah, okay, cool. I was like, has it been that
They
long?
laugh at you when you miss.
Just like my real dog. Well, we're nearing the end of time. Should we bust into the smoothie
Yeah,
too
of
while
course.
we're out here? And Ferd, just sing a little bit into the mic while you're popping it open.
Fruited sour.
That's pretty good.
Sorry, I took the first pour because I
It's
was
okay.
singing.
So this is our peach cobbler. We made it just for Thanksgiving, and this is the fastest selling smoothie sour that we made.
Thank you.
We don't even have it on draft anymore because it sold out in like a week.
You love that though, right?
Yeah.
I mean, that's like good news.
Yeah.
Oh, it smells good. Oh, baby,
That
that's
is
juicy.
Refreshing.
It is refreshing.
That is excellent. I only really had like a little bit of it when we tapped it because
Yeah.
I thought it'd be around for a minute so I can go back to it.
Of course.
I didn't really get to try it, but
Famous
this
last
is.
words.
Oh man, I should have. This is awesome.
Does that happen often, by the
No.
way, where you're like, oh, really? That's cool, though.
Yeah. Well, it's all like very rarely too. Like I've had tens of thousands of beers at this point. Like very rarely will I be like, that's it.
Yeah.
That's it.
This goes crazy.
Yeah.
This would be something, this is probably way more akin to my daily driver as far
Yeah.
as what I'm drinking in the car.
You're not drinking a
Don't
19
drink and drive.
9.5?
Yeah, all jokes. I think I say that every episode. There's usually a disclaimer. It's like, everything I said here is for humor purposes only.
Except for the baby under the horse.
Yeah, I'm passing that baby. Listen, if we don't get it before the eve of the full moon, the festival can't occur.
It will occur. Don't worry.
Yeah, because we passed.
You have people moon tracking to make sure their ticket's still valid.
It is based on the lunar cycles, of course. This is great.
So
this
Jay-
is so sweet, and I really get all the cobbler notes out of
Yeah.
there. Obviously, the peach for sure. And what were you going to say, Ferd?
It's not so sweet. It's just sweet enough. It's
Yeah.
not a sugar bomb.
No.
I just don't want people to be like, oh, I don't
That's what
think I
makes
like
it
that.
like. That's why it's like that's it because it's like it's very easy to go way over the top with these, and this just like it's like you're drinking a piece of peach cobbler. It's
Yeah.
wild.
And ever so slight because of that, like slightly like less sweet thing.
Yeah.
It's like just muted in all the right ways. You
Yeah,
know, where you're
it's like peach
I get-
cobbler zero.
It is like peach cobbler zero, which big peach cobbler, get on that for me.
Next flavor of Coke, peach cobbler zero.
You know, we do have a Chinese peach Coke here that is surprisingly good, but it's like fake peach flavor, so it could be better. You know what I mean? If only I could break into the Coke vaults to get the recipe and make it myself. We'd have real peach Coke.
I'm going to Atlanta in a few weeks. I can
Let's
do that
go.
for you.
Try. Listen, every time I'm on the tour, I'm just like, what's it going to take to get back there? And they're like, as I just stare there. And they still won't let me in.
That stare doesn't do it?
The stare doesn't do it. It's crazy. I thought being
You got
physically
to go on
imposing might
the
help.
same tour with different tour guides to see if it works.
And see
on
who
some,
breaks eventually. Yeah, and then they'll pull me into a dark closet somewhere and be like, oh, now you know what a closet is. You know, like, oh gosh, this is how it all ends. In the Coke factory, in the world of Coke in Atlanta.
in a closet.
Yeah, exactly.
So which one of these
This
is
is
your
even a nice
favorite,
closet.
Jason, of the barrel aged
Of the barrel aged versions, I'm not a huge fan of coffee. Maple bacon, although, is great. But if I'm picking one above that one, I think I'm going like chocolate covered peanuts. I'm a nut guy. I can't get it in my life and in beers.
That's the next clip.
I'm a nut guy. In my life and in beers, I cannot get enough nuts.
Good.
And things. So that's why that one's it for me. But they all turned out really well, and I was really happy because it was a big undertaking. We bought all of this barrel aged beer, shipped it halfway across the country, and then had to package it in spots that there's tons of ways to contaminate it and make it go bad. And then we had to package it. Packaging sucks. It's just really happy with how they all turned out.
That's
A
awesome.
little dip and some wax.
I love the
Yeah.
wax too.
This one's especially a little.
Well, on the off chance that I run out of footage on you, I want to make sure I say, Jason, thank you so much for coming out today. I really appreciate it.
Thanks for having me. This is great.
My pleasure. Ferd, welcome as always.
Thank you.
Yeah. Everyone, come out to Pint Night this week. You're going to try all these delicious beers. And every time you say refreshing, Ferd will do something special for you. I don't know what it is. He can decide in the moment.
I am so looking forward to Friday.
It's Ferdinand Friday.
The Jungle Jims podcast is recorded in the WJJI studio inside Jungle Jims International Market in Fairfield, Ohio. The Jungle Jims podcast is produced and hosted by Mark Borison.